She grabbed my hand, girls rescue, met the bar, witness tears fled the head, I'm waiting, I guess she tweet, I guess she confess, she thinking less, not drinking less, bathroom says, best it gets, spontaneous, I stereotype, put to rest tonight, imagine, believe, and achieve, it works, Skyline as I rise like fireworks.
Hello everybody, and welcome to After the Storm. I'm your host, Matt Clark. Of course, we're going to be talking about the Thunder versus the T-Wolves tonight. The Thunder falling short, 101 to 138. Timberwolves beat us by 30 points the last time they came to the city and did it again this time. So, but you know, to be fair and honest to the Thunder, we're a better team than we were back then. But when you're missing Dort, Giddey, Robinson Earl, Wiggins, Williams, Favors, and Muscala, I mean, come on now. That's a lot of players to go against, and then you're playing your backups, guys who normally don't get as much playing time, and so it's kind of hard to really break down this game. But I'm going to try to anyway. Part of what I said that we're going to have to do is we're going to not play at their pace. We're going to have to handle their defensive pressure. We're going to have to make free throws because they foul the crap out of every team that they play, so making free throws is imperative. SGA has to do his thing because he does, a great job of taking advantage of matchups, which he did today. He started out great, taking advantage of his matchups, moving and grooving, getting everybody going in the first quarter. The Thunder are really, really good, and once SGA starts going, what it does is it frees everybody else up just to relax and play. We're not shooting a bunch of threes. People are finishing more at the basket. And plus, I want to say this. This is one of the things that I got to say good about the Thunder. At the end of quarters, especially first quarter and third quarter, when SGA usually has the ball, and it comes down to a 2-for-1 situation, which 2-for-1 means there's 24 seconds on the shot clock. And so what you want to do is get a 2-for-1. If you get the ball with 30-something seconds left, you want to score as quickly as possible in 3 to 4 seconds so that you get the ball back with 3 to 4 seconds left before the quarter ends. So that's called a 2-for-1. And the Thunder are excellent to do that, and we did that tonight. And once again, it's usually when SG has the ball at the first quarter and in the second quarter, because obviously first and third quarter he plays the whole game or the whole quarter. And then he comes in usually with around 6 minutes to go in the second quarter and about 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, if we stay close. And tonight we'll talk about what happened. So, but in the first quarter, the Thunder were up 34-32. We were shooting 56% from the field. They were shooting 44%. We were 2 for 6 from 3. They were 4 for 14. Now, what does that tell you? We kept the guys in front of them, okay? We played good, solid defense. We did not let them just do whatever they wanted to do to us. We didn't allow them to get offensive rebounds. We hit our free throws. So those are the things that we did really, really well in the first quarter. Now, in lies the problem. Your starters are SGA, Mann, Baisley, Poku, and Roby. That's your starting group. So that's not a bad group. We can kind of stay with whatever they're trying to do, and we did a decent job, obviously, because we were up 34-32. And you'll remember, and I've talked about this many times, that what we do a really, really good job is that the first quarter we usually give up a bunch of points. Around 28 to 33-ish points in the first quarter. We figure out what the team's doing, and then we take that away. We've been very, very good at that this year. So 34-32, I'm like, okay, we played good. We got the lead. Now, what happens is we sub. And usually, when we sub, it's not the group that we had in. So the sub group, we had Terrence Mann, Sarr, Waters, Maladon, and Krejci. That was our group we started second quarter with. Now, when you look at that, I go defensive liability, defensive liability, defensive liability, defensive liability. That's what I look at. And basically, they went on a 19-6 run to start the quarter. Because, when you look at the group I just said, who are your scorers? You have Trey Mann really is the guy you got to depend on to run the offense and score. So that's what you got to depend on. As far as, like I said, he's getting there. He's young. He's still getting there. He still needs to work on his feet, and he needs to work on getting bigger and stronger. I like Lindy Waters, but Lindy Waters can't play the number of minutes that he's asked to play. He's just not ready for that. Neither is Maladon, and neither is Krejci. They're just not. So they just, I mean, the problem with this, like I said in the first quarter, is you got to handle their pressure. You can't turn the ball over. You can't let them get out and get into a groove. And we talked about this over and over and over in the last 30 episodes. When a team in the NBA starts getting out in transition and scoring easy baskets, what ends up happening is that team gets in a groove and gets in an offensive rhythm. And then once they get in an offensive rhythm, they can shoot threes whether you're guarding them or not because they're in rhythm. And then once they, because this is the NBA, most athletic, the most hardest league to guard people because guys can just play. Okay? And I saw something interesting that was talking about European players in the past versus European players in the present. European and players in the past used to be strictly fundamentally sound, where the NBA players were, some of them were fundamentally sound, but for the most part, were just athletic. Now, what's happened is European players are coming in, and more of them, because of the basketball, because of our style of basketball, has become a worldwide phenomenon. More kids are being more athletic that are playing basketball that normally would have played soccer are now playing basketball. So that's kind of what you're getting with the European player. They're getting a lot stronger, but they're still just not as athletic, and they can't play. Now, you do have your exceptions, clearly, because one is right down the road in Dallas. He's just a beast. Now, when he gets that baby fat off of him, and I understand they got him a nutritionist, and they have a weight training program for him to make him physically stronger. Once he gets that way, he's just going to be, I don't know what Luka's going to be. Whatever he wants, he's going to clearly be, if the current pace, the best player in the NBA. But anyway, turnovers killed us because of the group that we had. They just could not handle the pressure. And then it was 59, 54, 43, or 40, excuse me, 43-54 when Roby, SJ, and Bays came in. But we just couldn't keep the T-Bulls in front of us. I mean, just could not keep them in front of us. We had 9 turnovers. Giving up offensive rebounds all over the place. Now, the rebounds were close because they were missing a lot of shots, and then we were getting the rebound, but for the most part, they were killing us with offensive boards. Then our reserves were 26-6. Like I said, this group versus their group. And I remember always in the second quarter in the NBA, it's usually second group against second group for the first part of it, and then with 6 to 8 minutes to go, depending on who the coach is and what his substitution pattern is, your starters end up coming back in the game and trickling in kind of 1 or 2 at a time. But you're used to having Josh Giddey on the floor when SGA is not, and we talked about that very early in my live streams. How I was just going crazy that you had both of them on the bench. What were you doing? We could not play. And so I don't know if they got the word or whatever, but the coach did a great job of Giddey or SGA is on the court at all times. You got to have one or the other. And by the way, congratulations to Josh Giddey being only one of 13 players ever to win the Rookie of the Month 4 straight months in the history of the NBA. It's pretty good, bro. It's pretty good. Congratulations on that. But anyway, the Thunder had gone 211 games with our reserves, scoring 20 points. That ended tonight. But basically, we're a beat-up team. A, because all right, the list I just mentioned weren't playing. B, you've got a lot of G League players trying to play NBA minutes. Not going to happen. And most importantly, we do not match up with the Timberwolves. We don't. And we've talked about this multiple times too. When you don't match up with the team, you're in trouble. It's not rocket science. This game is very, very easy. If you don't match up with somebody, I don't care if it's football, basketball, baseball. If you don't match up with them, you're in trouble. Clearly, we don't match up with them. We don't match up with San Antonio. There's certain teams we just don't match up with. We really don't. They just take advantage of us. So anyway, at the end of the second quarter, the score was 60-77. Yeah, you heard that right. They scored 45 points in the second quarter. We had 26, our normal. We were 5 for 10 from 3. Remember, we were 2 for 6 in the first quarter. So we were 5 for 10 because we got behind and we started shooting more. So that game left us 7 for 16 at half. They were 8 for 10 for 3 from the second quarter, which made them 12 of 24. 8 for 10. 4 for 14 the first quarter, 8 for 10 the second quarter. Why? Breaking us down on the dribble, could not keep him in front of him, shooting wide open shots. Got a bunch of turnovers. They started moving, got in a groove, and got a nice rhythm offensively, and it was over with us. It was over for us. We just couldn't handle it. They shot 44% the first quarter, 57% the second quarter. We shot 56, 53. I'm not saying this is going to be a trend for this show, but it just might be a trend for this show. So to start the third quarter, we're down 60-77. My keys were simply, don't try to get all the points back at once. Get them 2 points at a time. Don't try to just go out and start shooting a bunch of threes, which we're not capable of doing. We do not have a bunch of shooters. We're not capable of doing that. Get the hands in the face of their shooters. Don't let them shoot open looks. Keep them in front of us on the defensive end. Make them kick out, close off the lane, get somebody out with a hand in their face, force them to miss, and don't turn the ball over. And then we started back out. SGA came in, and he got us rolling. We got 72-81, basically got a tech. And after that, they just started breaking us down offensively. There wasn't a lot we could do with it. But we basically lost this game really in the second quarter. That's when we lost the game, really. But we did try to get back. But when you got a tech, now, did he deserve to say something? He was getting crap beat out of him, and he said something, and they were like, yeah, no, you don't have any. When you don't have the cachet, which means you don't have the built-up cred, you don't have the years, you don't have the name, the referees you don't have as much leeway to get away with saying as many things. LeBron does, or Seth does, or KD does, and SGA he's starting to build up that cred right now where he can get away with saying a little bit more before the referees tee him up. And that did not happen. So, third quarter, we're looking at this right now. Thunder, 1 for 8. 8 for 24 for the game. They were 4 for 12, 16 of 36 from 3. Breaking us down on offense. On the defense end, not staying in front, not getting your hands up, and then being able to just do whatever they want. And this is the NBA. Once a team gets into rhythm, once they start playing, you're in trouble. Teams get in trouble with us because what we've done is we've done a very good job of not settling for threes, attacking the basket, and when we finish, we're a hard team to beat and we can stay in games. Now, that being said, the reserves were outscored 49-6. 49-6. Our field goal percentage went to 47. Remember, first quarter, 56. Second quarter, 53. Third quarter, 47%. Them, 44, 57, 54. They scored 31 points in that quarter. So they had 32, 45, 31. We had 34, 26, 27. Once again, I love our team. I love what we have. We're young, but right now we're just beat up. And we don't have the talent. We don't really have the talent when we have everybody, let alone when we don't have everybody. It makes it even worse. So at the end of the third quarter, the score is 87-108. Now, those that know me really well know that I can't watch bad basketball. Can't do it. But because I'm doing a post-game analysis show, live stream, I have to watch it. I've got to dissect it. I've got to figure out what we did wrong and explain to you what you just watched. But I don't have to because you all know we didn't keep them in front of them. We turned the ball over. We didn't make shots. We didn't get their hands in our face. That's what happened. That's to sum up this game. I don't know what else to say. I can't keep repeating the same thing over and over and over and over and over because it is what it is. We don't match up well with them. We don't match up with them at all. They're too athletic for us. And then now we're down players. Now they beat us 30 before, but in the beginning of the year, but we didn't know what our identity was. We didn't know what we were doing. So I don't really count early games. This game, down, all the players were down. We didn't really have a prayer against them. When we had all our players, we couldn't keep them, barely could keep them in front. And now we're down to playing all of our G League players. What do you think is going to happen? This. Now, SGA normally doesn't come in at 6 minutes to go, like I said earlier. He subbed at 8:31. We're down 119.94. He was in for a little over a minute. Coach pulled him out. I'm like, why is he in there? Yeah, I mean, we're not coming back from that in 8 minutes. That's not happening. Not with our team. Now, Golden State, maybe, because they've got shooters and they can just go crazy. They can score a bunch of points on your minute. We don't have that. We don't have any 3-point guys that can score like that. Right now, our 3-point shooters are Lindy Waters and Krejci. Those are our 3-point shooters right now. That's not what Golden State has. But this is what's interesting. The Thunder have won 3 in a row on the road and lost 5 in a row, now 6 at home. Why is that? We don't support them at home. So when they go on the road, this is the thing. When you're in basketball, you go on the road, or football, baseball, whatever. You stay in the same hotel, so you're like this. So you're close together. You're a close-knit group because you do everything together. You're together for how many hours, how many days in a row. So you're just more focused because it's just y'all. So you already know you're going to the hostile environment. Hey, baby, all we got is us. We just got to go, bro. We got to go. We got to go. We got to go. When you're playing at home, you got family. You got all this stuff going on. People need tickets, blah, 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 blah. You have a lot of distractions. So what do you need? You need your home crowd to pick you up when you start going into a lull like this in the second quarter. Make a couple plays. You need the crowd to get on you, start going, chanting, drums beating, whatever, to get you going. We don't have that right now. We used to when people come to the games. Now we don't. People have to go to the games. People, you have to go watch our team play. We're young. We need support. Now, when you're older, you can play through stuff. But when you're young, you need that. You need those people getting on your case, or not getting on your case, but support you. Hey, you can do it. Come on, come on, come on. The music's going, the crowd's going, defense, defense, defense. I mean, you got something to kind of juice you up. But with the crowd we have, we don't have that right now. So with a young team, I mean, what are you going to do? You're kind of forced. You're kind of left in kind of a little deal. And the Thunder are never going to say this because they can't piss you all off. But I can say it because it's the truth. And you know it. They can't say that. I can. Go to the game. Go support our team. They need your help. We're young. Now, granted, nobody knew who we were in the beginning of the year. I didn't know who our team was. I didn't know if I liked the team. I didn't know if I wanted to go watch them. But then I remembered we're one of 30 teams that have a team, 30 cities that have a team. The things that downtown depends on, Film Row, Bricktown, all of that depends on what the Thunder do. Everybody comes down. So what happens when you go to a Thunder game? You eat it at Mahogany or Manhattan or the Mantle or Mickey Mantles or whatever it is that you decide you want to eat, you do. You go down there as a group, you eat, which all that food, by the way, is very good at every place I just said. Anyway, so you go and eat, then you go to drinks, and then afterwards, you can go down to the Jones Assembly, or you can go to the Golden Hour, or you can go wherever. I mean, there's tons of places to go, tons of places to do downtown, or in Bricktown. You can go down to Pink, you can go wherever. Or you can come back up north, which is what we normally do. You can go into Cats. Those are things that you can do. Okay? Or you can go into VZDs, after games or whatever. So there's a bunch of things you can do after the game, especially when the Thunder are rolling. The economy rolls and all that. It's just kind of like after OU or OSU game. OU game, if OU loses, Oklahoma City's dead in the doorknob. Norman's dead. OU wins, Oklahoma City's excited. Everybody's out. OU at Norman's popping. Stillwater, the same thing. OSU loses, Stillwater ain't happening that much. OSU wins, boom, everybody's partying, everybody's having fun. Why? Everybody likes winning. It pumps you up, it gets you going. Now, what does that mean? Hey, we need our players to get up. We need to come in. We need to enjoy our team. We need to have and support these guys. That's what we got to do. We're one of 30 people. Do you understand what that means? Every team, city that's lost their team realizes, oh my God, what just happened? What did we do? It's time. Come back and support the guys. You guys used to buy sweets. Go buy sweets. Invite your employees. Everybody go to games. It's worth it. It's so much fun. It's an event. It's worth it. Anyway, I'm done with my soapbox. Thunder tonight fall 101 138 to the T Wolves. Of course, Roby on a bright spot had his second consecutive game over 20 points. SGA did another 30-point game, which is what he's been doing since he got back from his injury. And then we're going to be getting Josh and them back pretty soon. And I'd like to see us at full strength because we're still 6 games away from what my goal was for us to win 25 to 27 games. So that was my goal for us, the Thunder, to win this year. So with 20 games remaining, I'm figuring we can get 5 or 6 out of that easy if we're full strength in our schedule. But, we got to go back to Minnesota next week, so that's going to be ugly. But you never know because we do play well on the road. So anyway, Thunder 101 138 falling to the T-Wolves. The T-Wolves now have improved to 35 and 29. And they're definitely got a good chance to get that 10th playoff spot, to get a chance for the play-in game for them to make it into the playoffs. So anyway, good luck to them. Hope they do it. I don't want to wish ill on everybody. And we are young, and I do love our team. So anyway, thank you for watching After the Storm. Once again, I'm your host, Matt Clark. You guys be safe tonight. Peace.